Next speaker is Dorian Moultrie. He came to Columbus Academy in 9th grade. He has a brother Herman who is in 12th grade, a brother Durrell who is in 9th grade, and he lives in Columbus.
My mom called Herman and me into the room and yelled, "People are fighting for their lives every day, and y'all are fighting over socks." That sounds funny now, but it wasn't at the moment. If you know anything about me, you know that I absolutely hate when people take things from me without asking. I say if the person would just ask me, I will happily say yes, so I don't understand why my brothers continue to test me in this area. Herman and I received the same pair of Jordan socks for Christmas a couple years ago. Mine were all black with the white Jordan logo, and Herman's were all gray with the black Jordan logo. As soon as I noticed the only thing different about the socks were the color, I told Herman, "Mine are black, yours are gray. Don't wear mine, and I won't wear yours." I want to say it took Herman about a week to screw that up. We were walking out of the house when I noticed he had on my socks, the black ones. I asked him politely to take off my socks, and he replied, "My bad, I thought these were mine." Then and there, I came to a conclusion that something had to be wrong with Herman's head. There was no way he forgot what socks were his within a week, so I knew he put them on purpose just to make me mad. To make a long story short, Herman and I started to argue about the socks and whose were whose. And that's when my mom got involved. My mom called us into the room and started to talk about how trivial and unimportant those socks were. And after hearing her ask the question, "People are fighting for their lives every day, and y'all are fighting over socks," I couldn't help but to feel bad. I knew my mom just wanted Herman and me to stop arguing, but what she asked really stuck with me. I mean, how could you possibly continue to argue after hearing that? How could a pair of $12 socks cause such a huge argument between brothers? Yes, of course I liked those socks, but they weren't important enough to argue with my brother about. At the end of the day, my mom made me realize something way bigger than those socks. She made me realize that there are too many serious and more important things happening in the world to be sweating such little things. Since a young age, my parents have always told me to not sweat the small things, pick your battles, and focus on the most important things in life. Unfortunately, it's not until this sock situation when I truly understood what my parents meant when they told me these things. Before the situation, I heard what they were saying, but it would go through one ear and out the other. This would explain why I find myself on the love couch way too often. I feel like my mom got tired of dealing with silly arguments and disagreements between her children, so she came up with this thing called the love couch. The love couch was the most feared piece of furniture in the house. I can't explain how many embarrassing photos, bad memories, and tears took place on that couch. So this couch was in our living room, and every time there was a disagreement or argument between the three boys, my mom would make us go to the love couch and hug until she said otherwise. For the people that have siblings, imagine getting into an argument with them and being forced to hug them until your mom gave you the okay to stop. My mom would take pictures of these experiences. And when I look back at those pictures, I understand why she did what she did. It's not that the three of us were scared of the actual couch. It was the fact that we knew that the pictures would be taken and our misery would show up somewhere on Facebook. My brothers and I agree that whatever we were arguing about at the time was definitely not worth those pictures on social media. While looking back at those pictures, I found it interesting because I found myself not remembering what we were arguing about in the first place. That's because whatever we were arguing about was so silly and unimportant that it wasn't anything worth remembering. We tend to remember the important things that happened to us. So by me not remembering what exactly led to the love couch really proved to me that the argument wasn't important, but we sure thought it was at the time. As I mentioned before, my parents have been telling me to focus on the important things in life and not let the small things bother me. You may ask, then what are the important things? How do we decipher the small things from the big things? Well, I'm glad you asked. Devin spoke on cherishing the moments that we have with one another. He mentioned that we should stop worrying about tomorrow and focus on the memories that could be made today. I would consider today a big thing. In 10 years from now, I will remember the memories I made on this day, giving my speech with some of my closest friends. We find ourselves stressing over stuff that we won't even remember in a few days, let alone a few years. It has been established that academy can be a stressful place at times. Based on hearing constant complaining every day, I know how contagious and easy it can be to join in with your fellow classmates and complain along with them. I mean, I don't blame you because it's seen as a way to connect with others. We've all seen or been guilty of that Finsta post saying, "Oh my gosh, I'm so stressed out. I have so many tests this week." I've seen numerous friendships ignited by a person commenting under one of these posts. These comments contain something along the lines of, "I know, I'm so stressed too," or "Oh my gosh, same," or "Girl, tell me about it." And just like that, a connection is made and a new friendship is on and popping. For the people that this applies to, in 10 years, are you truly going to remember that history test or English essay that you had this week? I doubt it. If you could take one thing from my speech, remember this. Don't sweat the small things, pick your battles, and focus on the most important things in life. Oh, and by the way, remember Herman's gray Jordan socks that I mentioned before? Well, it would only be right if I got paid back and wore them today. Thank you.